Welcome to Study Session 8, Response to Italian Invasion in Ethiopia. Introduction. In this session, you will learn about Italy's incursion into Ethiopia, which of course was gradual. It started by courting the friendship of Menelik, the ruler of Shua, one of the provinces of Ethiopia. The aim at first was to use him as an ally against Emperor John VI, the ruler of Ethiopia. When Menelik succeeded John IV as emperor, Italy then decided to trick him into surrendering the sovereignty of his country. Let us now examine the steps taken by Italy to acquire Ethiopia and the response of Ethiopians to Italian aggression. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Describe how the Italians invaded Ethiopia. 2. Discuss how the people of Ethiopia reacted to the Italian invasion of their country. 3. Discuss the role Emperor Menelik II in preserving the independence of Ethiopia. Background to the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. Italy at first approached the execution of its imperial ambition in Ethiopia diplomatically. In 1883, Italy signed a treaty of friendship at Ankoba with Menelik, the ruler of the Ethiopian province of Shua, 1865 to 1889. In 1888, the Italian government sent money and weapons to Menelik to undermine the administration of Emperor John IV. By this gesture, Italy wanted Menelik to rebel against Emperor John's authority. The rebellion would have created an opportunity for it to intervene in Ethiopian internal affairs by allying with Menelik to defeat the emperor. After the defeat of Emperor John IV, Menelik would have been installed as an Italian puppet emperor of Ethiopia. In this way, Ethiopia would have passed easily into the Italians' hands. Eusilia Treaty and Emperor Menelik II. In 1889, Menelik naturally succeeded Emperor John IV as Ethiopian emperor. Italy took another diplomatic approach, this time to induce him to sign away the sovereignty of his kingdom to the Italian government. It signed the Treaty of Eusilia with Menelik, now known as Emperor Menelik II. The treaty was prepared in two texts, Amharic and Italian. Menelik signed the Amharic text. He avoided signing the Italian text, which looked to him contradictory and tricky. In the Amharic text, the article merely stated that Menelik II could consult the Italian government in his foreign policy if he so desired, while the Italian version made it compulsory for him to conduct his foreign policy through Italy. Ethiopian response to Italian aggression. Menelik II proved himself to be a match to the Italian diplomacy. He understood very clearly that Italy wanted to acquire Ethiopia. He took diplomatic steps to frustrate all Italian imperial initiatives. Menelik diplomacy and strategies against Italy. As the disagreement between him and Italy was reaching a crucial stage of war, Menelik issued a proclamation in 1895 which brought all Ethiopian under his control. He used the foreign threat as a means of uniting all Ethiopians regardless of tribal and political differences. Ethiopia's victory at the Battle of Adowa, 1896. France, like Britain, had its own interests to protect by being friendly to Ethiopia. It also had its own imperial designs, which it did not want Italian presence in Ethiopia to frustrate. Therefore, it was inclined to support Ethiopia rather than Italy. France realized that the success of its Addis Ababa-Djibouti railway line plan depended on the goodwill of Ethiopia. Menelik took advantage of the interest of these other European powers to acquire arms and ammunition. and by the time Italy declared war on Ethiopia, he was quite prepared to meet the challenge. Thus, in March 1896, Menelik recorded a resounding victory over the Italian army led by General Baratieri. Ethiopia's victory at the Battle of Adwa. By 1906, European powers had recognized Ethiopia's independence and territorial integrity. Emperor Menelik, it was recognized as an equal of European potentates. Britain, France, and Italy signed a tripartite treaty with Ethiopia. France got Ethiopia's permission to control the Djibouti-Somali Railway, which it had built in 1894, while Italy was allowed to colonize Eritrea. Factors that aided Menelik II's victory over Italian aggression. Firstly, the diplomatic astuteness of Menelik II helped the kingdom to frustrate Italy's imperial ambition. Secondly, the nationalist spirit of Ethiopians aided them to ward off Italian invasion. Thirdly, the geographical location of the kingdom made it easy to defend by its inhabitants with many deep gorges and ravines. The country was difficult to penetrate. Fourthly, Italians could not boast of superior weapons. Summary. In this study session, you have learned that Ethiopians frustrated all the steps taken by Italy to acquire their kingdom. Ethiopia was the only African state that was able to ward off European aggression in the area of the European scramble for Africa. Ethiopia defeated Italy at the Battle of Adwa in 1896 and thus forced all European powers to recognize the independence of their country. The diplomatic dexterity of Menelik II enabled the Ethiopians to outwit Italian invaders. The spirit of nationalism of the Ethiopians made them unite against their Italian aggressors. End of study session 8. Thanks for listening.